So the Spain-Sweden match just finished 0-0. Spain controlled the entire match. They just couldn't end up scoring on Sweden. And Sweden is an interesting team. They have a good mix of, I would say, a lot of veterans and some younger talent coming up. Most notably, Alexander Isak, who is the Real Sociedad striker. A lot of teams been, interested in purchasing him, and I thought he was fairly good today considering Sweden didn't have much of the possession. But you look at guys like Marcus Berg and Lustig and then Larson and Robin Olsen, who was the player of the match for me, made two huge stops today to keeping Spain at bay. When I look at the match as a whole, the chance that Alvaro Morata had in the first chance he had in the first half, he has to bury that. There's already questions of if he should have started today. Going forward, I don't know if he starts in the next match. I believe they have Poland. I don't know if he starts that next match. Maybe you go with Moreno or someone else, but I'm not sure that he's going to be back there in the starting 11. And Spain really did control the first half. They had something like 70-80% possession in that first half, and that's a lot of possession. And it felt like the ball was going from Dani Olmo, who also had a very good chance in the first half, which was saved by Olsen. I guess I think it was his left hand that ended up blocking it and going out. But Jordi Alba, Pedri, I thought was pretty good. The ball was just bouncing from player to player. They just couldn't capitalize. And one thing I don't know if I've said this on any of my vlogs, but I have mentioned on my podcast, even if you're a team who gets absolutely dominating possession today like Sweden did, at some point in a match, you're going to get a chance. You're going to get a chance, whether the possession is 90-10, 80-20, 70-30, whatever, 70-30, whatever the case may be, you're going to get your chance. Isak got that in the first half when he hit the post, and Marcus Berg got that in the second half where he just kind of fanned on a shot and he couldn't really get it on net. But you're going to get a chance, even if you have 20% possession, because at some point you're going to be able to hit that team on a counterattack and catch them off guard. And that's really that's my theory. Like, even if you're a team that gets dominated on possession, at some point you're going to get a chance. Now, whether you make good on that chance is up to you. It's the quality of the players. It's, the moment, whatever the case may be, you're going to get a chance or two, even if you've been completely dominated. But when you look at this match as a whole, Spain, you could say unlucky to get the 3 points, but I think the group that they have here, they can easily go out and beat Poland, who lost to Slovakia, and they could probably go out and beat Slovakia as well. I think for Sweden going forward, having Slovakia after a 2-0 win over or a 2-1 win over Poland, it's going to be an interesting match because Sweden is on a little bit of a high, drawing a great team like Spain 0-0, and Slovakia is obviously on a high from winning 2-1 over Poland. And then when you look at that Polish game, Poland's got to get something out of that. And Spain might come a little bit wounded, but don't be surprised if, Spain comes out and scores 2 or 3 goals. I wouldn't be surprised, just because they couldn't really get anything going today. Like I said, Sweden's backline I thought was really good today. They kept it tight. They kept composed. Like I said, Spain is a really good team, so even if you are really good at defending, they're still going to create chances going forward. One thing I did notice, as soon as the match started, Sweden kind of asserted their dominance to where there was a lot of fouls, not dirty fouls by any stretch of the imagination, but just to kind of feel out what the young players are and how much they can handle and see how they respond. And they kind of set the tone a little bit. And like I said, just to kind of test out the young players for Spain, Pedri and Dani Olmo, and just to kind of see where they're at. And that really does set a tone for the match. And, getting into the second half, looked like Sweden was already trying to time waste, and, Lustig gets a yellow card. But overall, a great draw for Sweden. I don't know how big of a hit it is for Spain. Obviously, they would want to win it because it makes their job going forward a lot easier. And I believe that they do have one of the smaller squads. I think they only have 24 players versus the 26 that I think everyone else has. But obviously, a win would have gone a long way. It just makes it a little bit more maybe interesting going forward, because if they do drop Poland, I'm talking about Spain, if they do drop Poland next match, and then they're gonna have to beat Slovakia in the third match. So I thought it was a very entertaining game for 0-0. hats off to Sweden. Robin Olsen, the player of the match, and Spain just has to be a little bit better going forward in their remaining two matches and in the knockout stage if they get there.